Howdy folks, this is 3D Woodworks and we're doing a surprise live stream, and I am in the shop today doing some cleanup. In the shop I'm trying to set up my laptop so that way I can see what's going on. Hi Chew, good to see you in. Hey Rockamoss, this is a surprise live stream. I'm in the shop today. I got quite a mess. I've been doing all kinds of different projects, and so I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup of my workbench, and I figured I better get used to this stuff. Howdy Bellows, good to see you in. I am probably not going to be on the chat very much. I just got my laptop fired up and it's acting up again. I have a lot of problems with that thing. I'm going to give it a shot here. See if this will come through. All right, yeah, it looks like we do. We got some chat coming on. Hi STG. Hey. Yeah, I'm doing a little cleanup in the shop. I had a couple of projects I've been doing. My last video I put out was when I was trying to make this channel round. I tried to burn this channel round into a piece of oak wood that I had routed. I guess it would be routed. I routed out with my, that was in there with my Fordham. I have a flex shaft. That's what I use. It's like a Dremel, and you can put various bits on it. And so yeah, I'm just kind of cleaning stuff up, putting away some of the files and the mess that I've created, and figure I'd take advantage of that time to get behind the screen. I'm not. Hi Vegas, I see you. See you there. I'm trying to type on my laptop, but I am not too successful. Let's see here. It's trying to update some other programs. But yeah, I was just showing everybody, Vegas, I was just showing everybody I've been working on making a channel round that kind of looks similar to my stickers. It's been pretty fun. But in that process of making that round, I was trying to melt some copper, and this was like one of my latest videos that I put out. I had it in this crucible that was, it's getting old and soft, and the graphite was sloughing off of the inside here and falling down to the bottom, into the bottom of the crucible, and the graphite was commingling or mixing in with the copper, and it wasn't melting. So I cranked my furnace up all the way, and it caused the copper to not be fluid enough to pour. After about an hour and a half, I just got tired of waiting for it to get hot, and I got this much out of 6 ounces of copper to pour out of the crucible, And when I seen the graphite in there and stuff, I just decided to let it cool down, and then I broke it to see what was going on inside. Uh, howdy, Akoya, or Akoya Games. Um, where I'm just cleaning up my workbench and trying to get ready to make some more rings. I wanted to make some rings today. I got my son coming over, and we actually have a job to go out and do some gutter cleaning this afternoon. But yeah, a couple of the other pours that I did after I figured out that I needed to put a new crucible in. I poured a couple of these copper hearts in the graphite mold. A dear friend of my family's passed away. Hi, Karen. He passed away, and so for all of his daughters, I made them all copper hearts as kind of a memorial, and that way they could carry around a pocket piece to remember them of their dad. He was a great guy, old Bob. But yeah, just cleaning up a little bit, trying to get ready for the next stage of what's going to go on. I'm trying to gear up to make some rings. Hey, Kansas Kid, welcome in. 210 Stacks, Invisible River Ranch, hello. Good to see you guys all coming in. Just doing this. I'm trying to get ready because I'm going to have a 250 subscriber celebration where I want to be able to give away some of the items that I've made and be able to make some of my pours available to the community. I've gotten a couple of them out there. I'm not going to put all my pours and stuff up here today. Like I said, I'm just cleaning up shop and bringing everybody along for the ride, kind of showing some of the stuff that I've been recently doing. I got hey, 7 Stacks. I had a suggestion for this crucible that I broke. It was getting soft and thin on the edges here, and the graphite was commingling in with the copper because it was like sloughing off and falling down inside of the crucible while it was melting. It was kind of wild. The graphite was like a black, kind of like a cloud coming up out of the crucible even. And so I had a suggestion to take this little piece that was left over and turn it into a pot for a succulent. Put a little bit of dirt in there and put like a little jade plant or something in there. I think that'll be pretty cool. That was a suggestion from Silver Sleuth, and I'm gonna go with it. But like I said, I'm here in the shop putting away some stuff. Once I get going on a project, I get things get scattered all over the place, and the commingle sulf stuff and fungus. You're speaking my language. Yeah. But during that session, what my ultimate goal was when I was trying to melt that copper down that day was to make my first channel round. Being 3D Woodworks, I wanted to pour my channel rounds into copper, or out of copper or silver into the wood. And so that's what I got for my first one, my prototype. I had to do a lot of cleanup on it and use a burr bit, using a burr bit on my flex shaft. I don't know if you can see how tiny that little bit is, but that's what I was to do the cleanup and get the detail to come out, in order to make that. Yeah, I was doing that yesterday as how Broke Stacker was doing a bunch of cleanup and stamping on his pours, so I wasn't able to concentrate too much. But yeah, that's it's been a pretty exciting process. I've been learning about how different types of wheels, polishing wheels and stuff work on different on different cases, like removing the scale, taking so this one here, this heart that I had was it wasn't covered in scale as bad as other ones, the fire scale. But these ones here, in order to polish them up a little bit, I took one of these they're spongy little wheels, with it's like a Brillo pad kind of, and I put that in the flex shaft. These hearts were poured as a memento to Bob, for his family. Bob's a friend of the family that passed away, and so I poured those for a bunch of those for his daughters, and for the family. But yeah, I'm trying to get the shop cleaned up a little bit. This is a little thing that I made in order to put some of my burr bits and stuff in here, and after I get using them, then I get a little negligent at putting them away when I'm in the heat of the moment. Just grab the next one and move forward. Seems to be my MO sometimes. And so got to clean that stuff up every now and again. Hi, 7 Stacks. Good to see you in here. I don't have a wide variety of my pours out right now. Just cleaning up and getting things back in order so I can move on to the next one. Got, like I was saying, yeah, I want to, later this afternoon, I'm going to be working on some rings. My son's coming over and we're going to do a bunch of clad quarter rings for the 250 subscriber celebration, and that way I'll have some cool stuff to give away. And at that time, like I was saying, I'll be silver foil hat. Did I get snowed out? No. I'm here in the Puget Sound area of Washington, and it was cold last night. It froze last night, but we did not get any snow. I'm fortunate. I live in, some folks call it kind of a banana belt or something like that, where we don't get a whole lot of snow here. I'll get snow 2 or 3 times a year, but that's about it. And I'm happy with that because people don't drive very good when they're in the snow. They like to drive pretty wild around here. Sounds like my son just pulled up here in the shop, so he'll be coming in and saying what's up. He's my right hand man. We got a job coming up to go and clean some gutters and stuff and clean a storm blow off a roof because I do have a tree service. That's where the 3D Woodworks came from. And so yeah, the that part of my life still goes on even though I make the YouTube content and all that. But yeah, how's everybody doing today? You guys are you guys working? Are you kicking back, having a day off, getting ready for work? What's happening out there?
Hey, you could be my secretary and say hi to all those people.
My son's over here. He just came in and is checking out the Invisible River Ranch. Says it's another day in paradise. Yeah. And Silver Foil Hat is working and it's got me in the background right on. Yeah, I do that sometimes when I'm at work. I'll put on a live stream and then I'll put it in the top of my hard hat so I can listen to what's going on in the live and be able to just hang out and see what folks are up to. Yeah, for those of you folks that just popped in, you know, I think I showed this a bunch of times or a couple times already, but been working on developing a channel round that'll be poured in wood. This one here was made in oak. I just took a piece of a pallet, sanded it off. Then I took one of my I have temporary tattoos that are a reverse image. And I put that reverse image stenciled onto the wood, and I used my Fordham, and I slowly took some burr bits, and my son helped me, and we dremeled it out. Dremeled the shape out and then poured it into wood. I wanted to get some wood texture, you know, into the pour, but it was amazing. It came. I got a video I'm gonna put up on it. I haven't edited it all yet of when I was pouring this, but it stayed on fire like. Normally when you do a pour, you pour it in the graphite and it gets solid instantly almost. Well, when I poured it into this wood, I had a little bit of an overpour and it went out onto the edge right here. And so I was trying to blow it out and I'll be honest, I was mesmerized because I wasn't anticipating that effect. And it stayed molten for a good 10 seconds. I was just like, shocked, and I eventually, after blowing on it several times, I I poured it out and into another mold and tried to get some of the molten metal off of there because it wouldn't stop burning, and then so that way I could flip it over and dump the pour out. And you know, this was part of it. It was stuck on out here, and then this is the material that I was of the contaminated section. One of my first go when the graphite was like commingling with the copper and making it so my copper wouldn't melt all the way. Then I had to let it cool down, get a new crucible out, reseason the crucible, and go through that whole process. because you can't just stick a brand new crucible into a furnace. It's got to get up to 500 degrees, sit for about 15 minutes or so at 500, and then you turn the crucible off and slowly let it cool back down to a natural state. But yeah, just kind of hanging out and cleaning up. I made a ring for a guy. You could have overheated the copper. Yes, it was overheated. I had Invisible River Ranch. That copper, it was staying in the wire form, and I had set my furnace at, I had set my furnace at 1150, and normally 1150, after about 25 to 30 minutes after it's been up to temperature, having the copper wire in there, it melts. But this time it wasn't, and it was the crucible was overheated, and that was what was causing all of the graphite to fall down into the copper. Yeah, the wood, it did burn. It did burn, Karen. Yep. And takes a special medium for pours. You press it into the container, then fit them. Pressed in design. Several ones. Only design. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways that you can pour copper, silver. Like these wooden pours like this would probably be a lot better for aluminum or pewter, because they don't get as hot and it won't stay molten and be fueled by the burning wood. That actually kept it molten for quite a while, but it gave it this really cool red effect on there. You know, I'm just playing around in the shop, learning things. The medium is like a fine powder. Oh, so like Karen, you're saying that I could use a different medium like sand or something like that. Yes, I actually have been experimenting with different types of sand to use besides just Delft clay. And some of my very first pours that we did were in just regular play sand, kids kinetic play sand, and we put it into this cast iron skillet, and we did several pours of aluminum into this. And one of these days we'll be doing some more of those. And those pours that we did were just in this kinetic sand, because I wanted to see if it was possible, and it worked for an open face pour. It worked for aluminum. Yeah, and the Delft clay is, you know, eventually I'm going to go on that route, but I want to get really good at pouring into the graphite molds, and I'm, you know, learning as I go along the way, trying to get better at what I do. And that's a one step at a time process. I don't have time to go to a jewelry school and learn everything that some other folks get to do, because I have a job. I have two jobs actually, and I work quite a bit. So one of these days I'll be retired and have more time to spend doing this kind of stuff, having fun, things like that. it's always fun and a challenge to to see what my skills and capabilities are. Zane says it was a mix of kinetic sand and the other play sand. Hi Zane, it's good to see you in the live stream. Oh, you're saying I should get a microphone?
Yeah, it would help with the sound quality.
Is my sound quality bad?
It's probably not bad, but it could be better.
I do. Wait. So my son's telling me I should have the microphone plugged in.
Oh, you got one already.
Tadao. I have a microphone, but whenever I put it on, it's so heavy. Like right now, it is tipping my my phone sideways. You can see it kind of tipped over, and I don't want to add the extra weight on there, but
That's what I'm saying. The small one.
oh, small.
Yeah, it just plugs into the end of your phone. It's so small that
Yeah,
doesn't weigh
that
nothing.
way it's not as heavy. Yep. Yeah, I'm on a budget, so actually it's pretty funny. My very first stand that I would use in my videos, like now I use a tripod. My very first stand was actually a ladder with a squeeze clamp and some wood that my that held my phone. Like I built my first tripod out of an old ladder. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Karen. Learning is a process, just like you learning how to do some gold panning. Yeah. Speaking of gold panning, when I was younger, that was what I did. My grandfather had a gold mine in the Northern California area, and that was what my family that was what my grandpa did during the winter. And when I was like 11, 12 years old, I used to help out on the gold mine with the pumps in the recirculating ponds and pumping because when you have a huge sluice box, like my grandpa's sluice box was about 120 feet long, and it was massive. We had 3 settling ponds because you couldn't run the water out of the creek. You had to fill these ponds up with water and recirculate that through the sluice boxes. And so that was my job, was to make sure that the pumps didn't run out of diesel or gasoline to recirculate them back up to the sluice box. And so I know a little bit about gold mining, and if I could, I would spend all my time on that gold mine that my grandpa used to run. But as he got older and my grandma and his health care started to diminish, he eventually ended up selling the gold mine, and so it's not in the family anymore. And that's something that all the rest of the family had a hard time with. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Todd. Yeah, everybody, hit that thumbs up. That would be awesome. You can't use a sluice in Georgia except on private land with permission. Yeah. So another alternative to using a sluice box and not using a dredge is to go down to the Home Depot and buy yourself a Milwaukee wet dry shop vac. So I think you'd be able to figure that out. There's a lot of guys that do that, and in the summertime when the water goes down, go underneath of the big boulders. Maybe even take your handheld metal detector and find where you get some hits, and you might be lucky. You might be successful. A while back ago, I made an AA coin ring for a fellow, and he liked that ring so much he said, "Hey, I have this class ring from the Army when he retired from the Army. And he said, "Can you polish the gem on that thing?" He said, "I don't care if it even becomes flat across the top." He said, "I just want to be able to see the insignia that's inside of the ring." So this is a mission that I have to now learn how to polish some gems. There is golden play sand also at the Home Depot. Yes, Todd. There is some gold in that. I've watched some videos of that as well. I don't have enough time in my life to be able to search through Home Depot sand, but maybe once I retire, maybe I'll give that a shot. Buy a truckload of Home Depot sand and give it a whirl. There's a couple guys that have done videos on that, and they're quite interesting how much that he gets out. So after we get done with the roof today, the roof cleaning job that my son and I got to go to, when I get back, I will be hopefully I got several of these Standing Liberty quarters, and I am gonna make my first Standing Liberty. I'm never good at this flipping thing. I always forget it's up and down like this. But yes, you're Karen saying that you have a Dream Mat mini sluice. Okay, so that's that is where the mat is one solid, basically U-shape piece of plastic that's really flexible rubber that sits in your sit with a bunch of little half circles. I've seen those before. I think I've seen green ones that are like that, and they don't have any metal grates that hold down over the top of the like the RV style grass that everybody used to put in their sluice boxes. Yeah, I made my own sluice box a while back ago where it was just a clean out. Hi, Kevin Hawthorne. Welcome in, man. From Lakeland, Florida. Right on. Yeah. You likes the Britain. Yeah, the sluice box that I made, it was just out of a clean out tray from a restaurant style stove, like the big cooking grill that's like 3 foot by 5 foot wide. And those I just cut the end out of that thing, welded up some angle metal, and got some expanded metal, put it all in there, and it was pretty successful. I got a little bit of gold out of that, and then I made the mistake. I gave the gold that we got out of with that sluice box to my son to take to school for show and tell. That gold never made it back home. He said he went to lunch and he left it in a safe place in his desk, and when he got back, it was gone. Yeah, it wasn't much. It was just a couple of small flakes and some gold flour. Yeah. Well, I'm just about done cleaning this stuff up, and it's been great having everybody in here. Like I was saying, I'm getting this here cleaned up a little bit, so that way whenever we get back, I can make some clad quarter rings and clad half dollars to be included in my 250 subscriber giveaway, and that's going to be coming up pretty soon. Whenever I do, I'm going to be going live, and at 250 subscribers, we will be doing. I'll start selling some of our pours and stuff as well on the end of it. Some of the the silver and copper and aluminum and maybe some coin rings. We can do some custom made coin rings as well. But you know, it's one step at a time. I have had I've had a wonderful time doing this YouTube channel. I never thought I would have a channel, and so it's fun being able to share the my journey, my experience of learning how to do things, like learning how to make rings. There's a lot of trial and error and failure involved. It is, you know, when you're trying to make a silver dollar coin ring for a customer, and they send you a coin. So this one here was I think for Larry Downing. I had made a coin ring for him, and this one that he sent out was a D mint mark. You can't really see it on there. It's right in here somewheres. But when I went to stretch it on the ring stretcher, I put this thing on here and I was pulling it and it just it popped. And it always happens usually it happens along this seam right here. And I think what had happened is I just did not anneal it enough. When I make these, I have to anneal them like after I work it about 5 or 6 times. So I'll get about 5 good stretches with this machine right here. And it just, let me see if I can zoom in. So you can see those little grooves there along the edge. Sorry, it's wiggling so much, but you can see these little grooves right here. Whenever you push up, they open up, and that's what stretches your ring. And you can stretch it about 5 times between each annealing before it pops. Yeah. D is the only D minted in Morgan. Oh, that's good to know. I didn't know that, Invisible River Ranch. Yeah, I had to source another one after I broke the one that Larry sent me, because he sent me one, and so I just keep that to remind myself. I keep the ones that are fails to remind myself that I need to be careful, go slow, and make sure I'm always annealing, always deburring. So whenever you first start making a coin ring, after you poke a hole in it, you have to take this tool. Let's see here. And so you take this tool and you run it around the inside of the ring like this, and it takes all the burrs off of it, and you get these little shavings in here. Hey, Capital Currency, what's up, brother? I'm practicing, man. I'm going live, cleaning up my shop, and saying howdy to the folks out there. But yeah, this is a couple of the 90% silver shavings. Every time I fill this thing up, I smash it back down. It's gotten to where I can't really smash much more in there, and so I had to start a new one, start smashing them in this one, and that's about an ounce, maybe just 1.25 ounces in there. And then these are these are some of the punches that I've punched out of all the different coin rings that I've made. And the you know, I've done things like tried to melt some of those down and make you know, make those into 90% silver, so that I can start doing projects where I'm going to incorporate you know, some of these broken rings, flatten them out on the I have a mill where you can run them through the little hand crank mill. Hey, Seven Stacks, good to see you. Yeah, that video that Seven Stacks made yesterday, that was pretty cool, showcasing all the different pours that she's gotten from Capital Currency. And that was you know, it was cool to see a couple of different varieties of the turtle, and that big bar, man. That bar was pretty awesome. All Capital Currency's pours are awesome. Man, yeah, that's all coin metal scraps that are in those little tubes and stuff. And this one's actually 999 silver, from making rings, and also from my failed pours. This was from the Ionia of Ephes coin that I poured, and that was a fun process, learning how to use those graphite two-sided molds. Got to get those things hot before you pour into them. Keep the neck of them heated up with the torch. Yeah, Karen, you'll have to go check out that video. Seven Stacks has an amazing collection of Capital Currency pours. Hey, Cap, I want to show you something, man. I've been working on making a channel round. This is the result so far. That's my first attempt making a wooden oak wood mold to pour my channel rounds with. And you know, that's how I want to do my channel rounds. I think it'll be better for me, instead of using the Fortum to, the Fortum is a flex shaft tool. My son and I, we both got together, and he dremeled out a bunch of it, and then I did a little bit more to finish it off, and then eventually we poured this guy here. Oh, that was a lot of work. I mean, ooh, yeah. And yeah, Capital Currency. So this is when you pour copper with these graphite crucibles, they start to get really spongy and soft. And I was having all of this graphite powder from the inside, like on the inside, it's really bad. I was having all that graphite powder slough off into my copper. And yeah, that's right. I would only get one pour out of those. So I need to get a CNC machine and be able to CNC a whole bunch of those in succession and be able to pour my rounds that way. And then in order to do that process, I might only be able to use like aluminum or maybe pewter or something to keep the bunch of detail. But yeah, this is all just riddled with graphite inside of here. the copper was so hot, it was boiling. I was getting frustrated. And as soon as I swapped out the crucibles, my, I ended up cutting the copper wire into little pieces just to see if that had any effect to make it more like shot. And it still took it about 45 minutes to melt everything down in a brand new crucible. And then I was able to pour a bunch of these little hearts the next day. And these were, I'm going to call these my Bob hearts, because I made these in memorial for a gentleman he was a friend of the family that passed away, and so I made a bunch to give to his family members when they were doing their vigil, for him. And so yeah, that was something. But yeah, when those things get worn out, Cap C, if you start seeing it getting like this, and it starts getting really thin on the insides, it can I broke it myself, but that was causing enough graphite to get inside of here to make it pain in my butt, to be honest. Yeah, 7 stacks. When I get those, that's my goal, is to be able to have wooden 3D printed or 3D CNC cut into wood, 3D Woodworks channel rounds. So it's gonna be a process. This is something that's not gonna happen right away. This might be a couple months out by the time I get into that. And yeah, it says Invisible River Inch. It says right on the container when you get the brand new crucibles, only 8 hours of usage per crucible. Please read. Oh, I read that 7 stacks. I got you on the list. I do. And copper graphite soup. Yes, it was. Man, that seems electric has a lot more issues than gas does. Yes. Oh man, it's making me wonder if I ever do get another furnace, of what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go grab something. I will be right back. All right. So I've already started in the process of, I used to do knife forging and stuff like that. And so I made my own burner. And this here was my burner for knife forging. And it has, it's adjustable to be able to adjust your flame. This will adjust in and out. And it has an adjustable tip for your gas flow inside of here. That's just a tip for an electric wire feed welder. And so this is replaceable. You could adjust how much volume of gas comes out of the little nozzle. And, that was what my first furnace was going to be. I was just going to reuse this and make it into a propane tank style forge. And I decided it would be probably easier to get the electric furnace. And then back when Capital Currency's forge, his Devil's Forge was having some issues. I wanted to make sure that he was able to keep pouring and putting out all of his awesome pours. And so that was when I decided, man, God's blessed me, so I'm going to bless Capital Currency with that. And I put building a propane tank forge on the sidelines, and I wanted to experience that journey at the same time as Capital Currency of, you know, learning the electric process. And, you know, the result is now he's been able to continue doing his craft, and I have been able to learn a lot along the way watching him and other channels, and been able to get my kids involved and just have a ton of fun learning this stuff and bringing content, showing what I'm learning as I go through. Maybe I might have a couple too many irons in the fire, and it's hard to focus on doing any one thing at any one time, but it all goes together for my end goal. My end goal is to be able to not only make coin rings, but I want to be able to make jewelry like out of the coins that are more than just a standard pressed coin ring. I want to be able to install, I want to be able to place gems in my coin rings. I want to be able to, like Joe Durbin has made this bell. I made a bell. This one I got from Joe Durbin. I want to be able to make bells. I want to be able to make necklaces and bezels and stuff like that. That's what my end goal is. You're welcome, Capital Currency. You know, we're all a part of a community, and we got to watch out for each other. You know, yeah, Lost Wax. That I would love to do Lost Wax casting, but I feel like that I have to. You know, I got to start. I had to start from the beginning. You know, start from the beginning with the whip dish. I was corrected the other day. It is a melting dish. Someone told me it's a melting dish. A whip dish is for making whipped cream. I thought it was funny, but I like Devo, the old band Devo. Da-na-na-na-na. Crack that whip it. You gotta whip it real good. So I just say whip dish. But anyhow, it's been fun kind of cleaning up a little bit of this stuff with you guys. Yeah, Capital Currency calls it a cup. I am gonna have to, it's been about an hour. I didn't expect to be on for an hour. But yeah, I gotta get out and I gotta go clean a roof and clean some gutters. Yeah, there are some mean people out there. You know, I don't think that the person was trying to be mean. It was really kind of funny, and it made me laugh. Whenever they said, "Hey, Google the definition of a whip dish," in their comment, and I did, and I got a chuckle out of it. But yeah. 250 subscribers is coming up soon, and that's when I'm going to be making my stuff accessible and to the public. So I'll be looking forward to that. I'm not going to be able to do like Capital Currency, where he's putting out a massive amount of product. this stuff takes time. I have so much respect for you, Capital Currency, about the products that you put out and the quality of your work. It takes work. Even just pouring in a graphite mold takes work. Wow. Much respect, brother. Yeah. Well, anyhow, folks, thank you guys for everybody coming by. And sometimes you have to just scrap them. Yes, I've done that. I've done that and move on. Yeah. So everybody, you guys all have a nice day, and I like to encourage people to go out there and learn. If you see something you want to do a little research. Learn what it takes to achieve those goals and put it on paper. Then once you get it on paper, then start checking off the things that you need to do, to whether it's learning or talking to somebody, doing a little research at the library or on Google, on YouTube, whatever it takes. Because learning and applying yourself to goals gives you such a feeling of confidence that you can achieve more than you ever imagined. Hey, Silver Foil Hat, welcome back. But that's just what I want to share today, is to set some goals and move forward and making them happen one step at a time. Easy, easy momentum. But the turtle is the one in the story that won the race against the hare. It's not something that just happens overnight. You don't just boom, be instantly there in success. So make somebody smile today, folks. Go out there and see what you can do to help your fellow man, and put a smile on someone else's face, because that's what it's all about. This is such an awesome community. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and hitting the like. And yes, we must fail to win. That's what defines a person, is by how they address their failures. Is if that failure, if they can take the information from that and learn and move forward to the next successful stage of the process. Yeah, it's a long ways to the top if you want to rock and roll. But there's another side to that. So when you're climbing the ladder to success, the higher up you get, the smaller the steps become. And also, the higher up on the ladder you get, the easier it is to get pushed off too. Ha ha ha. I am not scared to go to the top. Yep. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, so much for stopping by. I kind of got my little workspace cleaned up a little bit. That was the goal. And I'm gonna have to head out, folks. So thanks to Invisible River Ranch, Silver Foil Hat, 7 Stacks, Capital Currency, all you guys. Thank you. Glue in your shoes. Yeah. Yep. It's not the climb itself. Nope. It's what you learn while you're climbing. Yeah. Man. Hi, artist Resin. Hey, thanks for stopping by my live stream. It seems like we catch each other on opposite ends of the spectrum. I'm going to sleep when you're getting your live streams up, and I'm Now I'm just getting going in the middle of the day and you're going to sleep. Yep. Invisible River Ranch, he makes the ladder. Yeah, right on. I will, Silver Foil Hat, and you have a blessed day too. With that, I'm gonna sign off. You guys have a great day. Talk to you all later. Thank you for stopping by.